Dr. Herbert Harris here. Welcome to the New You for the New Year 21-Day Challenge. I challenge you to use the New You for the New Year Success Bundle this first month of the year to set yourself up for health, wealth, happiness, love, success, prosperity, and money throughout the year. Get the New You for the New Year Success Bundle now at www.herbertharris.info. That's www.herbertharris.info. Every day for 21 days, I will share a success training to help you start this year strong. Watch the daily trainings on Facebook at Life Vision TV and DR Success Man. And now, the success training for today. Just a super interesting day and a topic that, let me do this, and a topic that can transform your life. And I picked this topic today because as we're moving on to this year, as we move more into the year and we begin to create more about ourselves, about our lives, and begin to create our dreams, one of the things that's going to be very, very important is your vision for yourself. We talked about last week, we talked a bit about that. As you know, all of our lessons are based on our book, The 12 Universal Laws of Success. It's available on Amazon and pretty much Walmart and all of the other digital websites. And also want to let you know about our home study course. One of the things that we find as we move along our lives and do the things we want to do is that it's important to learn, practice, and master the skills of success. And so our home study course, New You for the New Year, is now available. This is the first version of it. It's now available. And if you go to our website, herbertharris.com, you can get a copy of the New You for the New Year home study course. We'll talk a little bit more about it later. Let us prepare now to receive the lesson. Let us put ourselves in a position where our minds are open, receptive, and ready to learn. Let us just close our eyes. Take a deep breath. Hold it. Let it out slowly. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath. Hold it. Let it out slowly. I am at peace with myself. Let us say that together. I am at peace with myself. Just let that peace sink in. Once more. I am at peace with myself. And in this state of peace and relaxation, our minds are open, receptive, and ready to learn. Let us affirm together. My mind is open, receptive, and ready to learn. Once more. My mind is open, receptive, and ready to learn. Take a deep breath. Let it out slowly. All right. Thank you so much for joining us on Instagram, on Facebook, and in our own Zoom meeting of the super achievers who are part of the Success Mentorship Network. Our topic for today is how to expand your vision. And I'd love to start with a quote from Rosabeth Mars Cantor. Rosabeth Cantor. And the quote says, a vision is not just a picture of what could be. It is an appeal to our better selves, a call to become something more. A vision is just not a picture of what could be, but it is also a call to be something more, to do something more. This is an interesting concept because this is saying that if you have a vision, if you have a picture in your mind of something you want to be, do, and have, that having that picture alone says to you, do it, make it happen. In other words, the fact that you have a dream, the fact that you have a vision creates a vibration that's pulling you toward it. Now you can turn away. You can choose not to go. You can choose not to grow. But I want each of our listeners to honor your vision. I guarantee that many of you have thoughts in your mind, visions in your consciousness of things you want to be, do, and have. But the fact that you have the vision at all says that you have the capacity to make it happen. When we look at it from this perspective, what we see is that vision is a representation of the life you would like to lead. Everyone has a vision. Some people ignore it. Some people run from it. Some people deny that it's their vision. Some people let other people steal their vision. The scripture is clear. Where there is no vision, the people perish. Where you have no vision of what your life would like to be or should be, or what you would like for your life to be, if you do not focus on that vision and make it happen, then you won't be happy. You will not fulfill your God-given destiny and the purpose of your creation. When I think of vision, all of us have driven a car at night. And vision is a lot like the headlights on your car. When you're driving along at night, you have two choices. You can have the low beams or the high beams. The low beams work well. You can see where you're going, but the vision, the distance that you can see down the road is limited. And so if you really want to be effective and drive in the most effective manner, you put on your high beam so that you can see further down the road. When you can see further down the road, that gives you more time to adjust and do whatever's necessary. We were coming down the road one evening and we saw a deer along the road. And because we had the high beams on, we saw them, we slowed down and avoided a collision. One of the deer decided to cross the road. So the high beams give you the opportunity to see more. But think about this. This is an interesting analogy. When there's a fog, when it is foggy, they tell you to turn on your low beams, because when you have your high beams on, the high beams reflect against the moisture in the air. You might say the low-hanging cloud. So you can't really drive effectively. When you're driving in a fog with your high beams on, you got a problem because you can't see. So this is a lot like life, folks. That when we're going through life, sometimes we have a high beam. We have a beam of a vision of our bigger self. And then other times we may have a vision of our present self. Fog represents some of the circumstances of life. And so when you have circumstances of life, they may cause you to say, let me focus on my low beams. Let me just get through the day. When we look at the pandemic, so many of us were doing great things prior to this pandemic. Once the pandemic came, we had to adjust. I'm a speaker. I love to travel and speak. But when the pandemic came, I stopped traveling and stopped speaking. So that long range vision, we had to let it be over here, and we had to focus on the current vision. So as we go through life with our vision, with this analogy, that you can have a big vision, but sometimes the circumstances around you are such that it does not facilitate your vision, and it's okay. You see, you didn't create the fog, but you have the capacity to change your headlights. And so at that point, you focus on right now what's in front of you, knowing that at some point the fog will lift. You just keep moving. You just keep going. As we move on to this idea, how do I expand my dream? Our dream represents who we are, who we would like to be at a particular point in time. In reality, our dream, our life is a dream manifested. That whatever we're experiencing right now is the result of our dreams, and our dreams are the creation, or have a foundation of our thoughts, our emotions, our habits, and our relationships. And so at any particular moment in time, we are living the manifestation of our dream. Either our dream or someone else's dream. So the reality that we're living in, whatever the situation you're going through right now in your life, is either a result of your own dreams manifesting through your efforts, or the result of somebody else's dream controlling your efforts. You see, we have active dreaming where you're in charge. I am the captain of my ship, the master of my destiny. Or you have passive dreams where you choose not to do certain things, and the result, the world mind, whatever the vibration in the river of time carries you along. So each of us, we always have a choice. We can choose to actively plant flowers, do good things, or we can choose to passively see what goes on. Well, you know, life is like a garden, and in every garden you have weeds, and you don't have to plant weeds. And so the spiritual principle here is that you must always do something. So when we talk about expanding your dream, you have to want to expand it. You have to desire to be more, desire to see more. I think back of the Langston Hughes poem when he said, "A dream deferred." And I thought for many years that, what is a dream? A dream deferred. What he's really saying is that the dream of African Americans at that time was deferred by the conditions around them. And so we were experiencing at that time a dream, somebody else's dream, of limitation of what African American people could or could not do. So your dream is either the manifestation of your active participation, or the manifestation of what someone else feels for you. When we look at our lives, there are basically three levels of life. And when we are happy with our present condition, when we accept our reality, in other words, whatever we're experiencing right now in our lives, if we accept that as all there is, it's called complacency. We have a dream, it is manifested to a certain point, we're not going to go any further. Then we have that situation where you live your dream effectively, and that's called growth. Then you have the situation where you let somebody else's dream, you live somebody else's dream. And that's really giving up the vision. So life is a journey. And I like to look at life as a mountain. We'll call it the mountain of time. And if we, in our lives, look at our journey through life as a mountain, there are three basic positions on that mountain. You have three types of people. You have people who are campers. And campers are people who are satisfied with the dream that they're experiencing, satisfied with their present condition. And that's all right, because some people, that is all they see. And then you have the clingers. And these are people who will climb the mountain of life, and they get to a certain point and they say, like, this is it for me. I'm not going any higher. If you look at the way people climb like Mount Everest, you have the base camp, the people, let's just say, who live in the forest around the mountain. And they're good people. It's just that they have accepted that state. I won't call it mediocrity. It's just they have accepted the state of living there in the forest and all that entails. Then as you go up that mountain, you have the climbers, and you have people who go with them. You have a whole tribe of people, a whole group. You don't climb a mountain by yourself. And that's a metaphysical principle. You don't get to the mountaintop of life and achieve all your destiny by yourself. Key point. And so as you climb that mountain, you'll have certain people that get to base camps. And so there's certain people, and I call them clingers, they get to a certain point in the reality of their lives and they stick with it. They cling there. And, many of us have done that. We get to a certain point in life, like, okay, hey, I've got some success, got some money, I got some security, my family is relatively happy, and I'm just not going to go any higher. And that's okay, because where you fit in, where you get in, or you get in where you fit in. Each of us has something inside that defines who we are and what we're comfortable with. But then you have the climbers. And the climbers are those people that always see more. You see, as you climb the mountain of life, you see more. And the more you see, the more you want to see. I was in Colorado and I went to Pikes Peak. And when I climbed Pikes Peak, you get to the top, and on a clear day, they say you can see over 100 miles. And wow, when you stood there, I was like, wow, that's incredible. You can see the mountains, and you can see things from the top of that mountain that you could not see on the ground. And so that's what vision is about. As you climb the mountain of time, the mountain of consciousness, the more you're exposed to, the more you can see. The more you can see, the more you can be. And so one of the ways you expand your consciousness is to always want to see more, always want to be more. When you're a climber, when you want to expand your vision, you've got to desire it. And the reason you have to desire it is because in order to expand your vision, you must plug into one of our powerful attributes. And that is, imagination. You see, as human beings, we are vibrational beings. And imagination is your ability to connect with infinite intelligence, your ability to connect with the good mind, the God mind. And when you can connect with the good mind, with the God mind, that now you can see beyond what is. When you look at imagination and faith, faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. When you couple that with imagination now, when you can see something in your mind's eye, faith says you can manifest it. The principle of manifestation says if you can see it, if you can focus on it, then you can be it. As you begin to climb the mountain of time, your vision can be wider, can be bigger. And what you'll find is that as you see more, there's a hunger inside to be more. But not in everyone. Everyone has the capacity, but so many of us get stuck looking back. When you climb the mountain, they always tell you, don't look down. Don't look back. Often people who are clingers get to a certain level of the mountain and they've become so focused on where they've come from. They've become so focused on past failures, past hurts, that they can't go any higher. And so in order to have a bigger vision, in order to expand your vision, you have to get over those past hurts and those past failures, because they will make you cling. You know, when you have disappointment, when you have bad relationships, when you cling to past failures, bad relationships, when you cling to negativity, it's like an anchor. You can have the most powerful, the most expensively built yacht, but if you drop the anchor, it ain't going nowhere. Similarly, if you're seeking to expand your vision, if you keep focusing on the past, on the things that did not work, on the people who disappointed you or hurt you, you're not going any higher. And so it's critical, it's important to release the past, to forget about all the negativity and just focus on the possibilities for success. You access your powers of imagination through desire. You know, there's a principle, a scriptural principle, and it says, seek and you shall find, knock and it shall be opened, ask and it shall be answered. And so you access your imagination through seeking, through knocking and asking. If you're not seeking to be more, then you're not going to ask the questions. You're not going to open the door. You're not going to climb higher up the mountain of consciousness. So as a person who wants to expand their vision, at whatever state you achieve, there's a question that you ask. Is this all there is? When things are going great, it's easy to become complacent. And then our ego will kick in, and man, we'll start thinking that we did it, that we're here at the top of what we consider the top of the mountain, because we've gotten up above the clouds. And we stop looking up. We start looking around. And our ego now gratifies, and our ego acknowledges us for having gotten this high, but our ego does not drive us any higher. And so we ask ourselves, is there anything more? What is there? There's got to be more to this. And so how do we expand our vision? We expand our vision through 4 things. Number 1, we have to expand our thinking. When we expand our thinking, we look at life now from the point of view that nothing is impossible. We always believe that there's something else. We always believe that there's another level, another height to go to. You know, in our book on page 84, there's a nice piece there on how to increase your creativity, how to see more. And step 1 was to believe it can be done, no matter what it is. My friend Tawana Williams, a lady born with no arms, and her whole message is figure it out. And so if we want to expand our vision, then every challenge that confronts us, everything that happens that either holds us back or undermines us, look at it as an opportunity for growth. The difference between a diamond and a piece of coal is pressure. And so the difference between the you and the great you is overcoming the resistance, the challenges. My friend Kenya Crooks is a personal trainer, and a person doesn't walk into his gym and all of a sudden overnight lose 40 pounds. But if they see themselves the way they want to be and they work at it, over time they can become it. They have to believe they can do it. So in our thinking, to believe it can be done, that no matter what it is, that when a challenge confronts you, believe that you can overcome it. That then is the seeking process that opens the door to your imagination. Albert Einstein said that imagination is more powerful than knowledge because it is not fettered, it is not chained by reality and facts. Imagination goes beyond. So believe it can be done in your thinking. Number 2, eliminate the word impossible from your vocabulary and from your thinking. Don't say it. It's always possible that every situation that confronts you, you know, one of the beauties of the story of David and Goliath Goliath represents any challenge confronting you, no matter how big it is. And the stark the stark difference between David and Goliath. David didn't have all the training, didn't have the knowledge, didn't have the education. Goliath was a big giant that was all powerful. And yet, by thinking that he could overcome it, by relying on his knowledge, a rock is a symbol of what you know is true. By trusting his skill, his ability to sling that slingshot, he was able to overcome Goliath, that obstacle. And so if we want to expand our vision, we must become like David, that whatever the challenges are that confront us, we almost welcome them. I mean, we don't go looking for them. You know, it's like nobody plants weeds, but trust me, the weeds will grow. We don't go looking for challenges. And so the moment you start doing more, being more, the challenges are going to show up. It's like a light in the darkness. You know, in the country, you go up to your front door, the light's not on. The moment the light comes on, within a couple of minutes, gnats and flies and all kind of things show up. People are like, what happened? Where were they? They were waiting for the light to come on. And so in our lives, if we're doing great things, we're going to attract negativity. We're going to attract weeds and things. That's okay. We look beyond that. We know we have the capacity to make it happen. Third key to expanding our thinking is to be receptive to new ideas. We have to set aside our ego to think that we're the only ones that know what's going on and be open and receptive to new ideas. Many times people can give you an idea who you may not respect their knowledge. You may not think that they have the educational background, but that's your ego working against you. A good idea is a good idea. If a dog boxing is still a good idea, it doesn't matter. And so be open and receptive to new ideas. That is the key to expanding your thoughts, your thinking. To really, I like to say, think possibility thinking. To always say, if it's to be, it's up to me. To ask that question, what is the lesson I must learn from this situation? Expanding your thinking expands your vision, the foundation for your vision. Handle your emotions. You see, emotions can be those feelings that keep us from flying. Les Brown says, you either live your dreams or live your fears. And so the emotion of fear will keep us from going for it. So we get to that point on the mountaintop and there's maybe a few clouds here and there. It may get cold. And the clingers will say, you know what? I'm not going any higher. I don't know what's up there beyond these clouds. I'm good right here. And so your emotions, to work on that. If you want to expand your vision, expand your emotion of confidence. Instead of focusing on the past failures, focus on the past successes and then build on that. Focus on courage. That you can't see beyond the clouds, but the essence of faith is you know something is there and you know it's good for you. Focus on compassion so that you can understand how to put things together and you can understand another person's situation so that you can enhance it. Anytime you can give something positive to somebody, you've created a positive vibration, which helps expand your vision. Build your curiosity, your sense of wonder. You know, as children, like what they call them, the terrible twos and threes, when kids start talking, all they want to know is why, how, why. We should never lose that curiosity, because if we want to extend our vision, we'll always be saying, is there more? Is there better? Can we go higher? So handle your emotions, expand your emotions so that you focus and enhance the positive emotions that uplift you, that validate you, that say you can do it. Oh, when we want to expand our imagination, when we want to expand our vision, when we want to access our imagination to help us see more and be more, our habits are critical. We have to learn, practice, and master the skill of imagination. some of the keys. Number one, set a specific time and place to practice your imagination. If imagination is a skill, then the better you get at it, the more you will be. So in your habits, set aside a specific time and place to practice your imagination. A place is quiet, a place that is conducive to your greater being. Develop the reading habit. As they say, leaders are readers. Develop the reading habit. As long as you're reading, you're expanding your mind. And see, when we talk about using habits to enhance your vision, if you commit, you'll often hear people say, well, I read a book a week, a book a month. When you commit to a reading system or a reading schedule, you are preparing your mind now to receive more information. Work at being goal-oriented. Being goal-oriented means that you're always working to create a desired outcome. Everything is a goal. Everything is an opportunity for completion. And so if you want to expand your vision, if you are goal-oriented, each time you complete a task, you create a different vibration. You know, when you do things, our listeners there, when you accomplish something great, something incredible, you notice how you feel better inside. Well, this feeling better inside creates a vibration now to bring about even more. And the higher your vibration, the more you can see. The more you can see, the more you can be. Develop the habit of focus and concentration. Your vision is not expanded instantaneously. Your vision is expanded as you take a step-by-step process, a day-by-day evolution. As you climb the mountain of time, you don't just get to the top. You got to walk along each and every step of the way. And as you move up the mountain, the air becomes thinner. So you have to learn how to live in a different environment. Focus and concentration gives you the ability to take the energy that comes through your imagination and use it to create your reality. You must become a time master. When we talk about expanding your vision, when you set a schedule to do the things that expand your imagination, which then gives a more profound foundation for your vision, time is the key. When you ask yourself that time question, what is the best use of my time right now so that I can be more, so that I can see more, that become a guiding light. And then finally, control your moods. You see, moods and emotions can come up and pull you away from your task, take away your focus. When you take away your focus, you undermine your vision. We expand our vision by building better relationships. You know, nobody climbs the mountain by themselves. Even when they get to the peak, there's always two people. Because you need the mastermind principle. You need the vibration of another human being or more other human beings to create sufficient energy to move on up. So as you climb the mountain of your life, as you create a bigger vision of yourself so that you can see more and be more, relationships are clear. Relationships are critical. Number one, develop a clear picture of the people you would like to associate with. Remember the analogy about the light and the darkness? As you begin to do more and be more, you are going to attract more people. Everybody loves a winner. People show up who want to do this, who want you to do that, who want you to join them in this, join them in that. Develop a clear picture of the type of people you want to be with. You want to be with loving people. You want to be with creative people. You want to be with disciplined people. You want to be with kind people. So you start developing a picture of the the people you want to be with. So often we just have a relationship with whoever shows up. But many times when people show up and tell us who they are, we ignore them. So develop a clear picture of the people with whom you want to associate. Develop your powers of discernment. You see, the past is important, not as an anchor, but as an instructor. Use your powers of discernment to be able to see people for who they really are. As you begin to progress along your success journey, you're going to attract people who may not be good for you. Use your powers of discernment and accept it. You know, people always tell you who they are. Well, believe them. Associate with people who have a vision of their own. You see, the vision is personal, but there's a harmonic vibration when you get people around who have a vision of their own. Then you create a vibration now of power. So when you climb that mountain with your crew, with your group, everybody who goes up there with you to whatever level they can rise becomes you might say, a champion of their own. So that the next time a person comes through to climb that mountain, they'll say, now this person can get you to level 1. They're the best people around to get you to level 1. This person can get you to level 2 there. And so when you use your powers of discernment, you want to associate with people who have a vision of their own. When you associate with people who have no vision, they undermine your vision. When you associate with people who have no vision, you can lose your vision. And so let us wrap up. How do we expand our vision? We expand our vision by recognizing that we are climbing the mountain of time, by recognizing that we must choose to be a climber, a seeker, one who wants to be more, one who wants to do more. To expand our vision, we must always honor our positive thoughts. We must always believe that it can be done. We must eliminate negativity from our consciousness, and we must be receptive to new ideas. To expand our vision, we must control our emotions so that we focus on the positive emotions. You know, if we don't feel good about ourselves, then no matter what happens, we're going to always interpret it and see it through our through our feeling of unworthiness. How do we expand our vision? Develop habits, daily success habits that are consistent with building and strengthening our imagination. To develop good reading habits, to be goal-oriented, to develop the habit of focus and concentration, and to always be in control of our moods. That will facilitate the growth of our vision. And finally, we grow our vision. We expand our vision through good relationships. The mastermind principle is a key principle towards ultimate success. Success is not an individual sport. It's a constant evolution of bringing people and ideas together who have a vision of their own and who believe in your vision. And so when we can do these things, when we can expand our thoughts, positive thoughts, when we can control our emotions, positive emotions, when we can develop good habits that sustain us and uplift us, and when we can build good relationships with people who believe in us and uplift us and help us, then we are truly in a situation where we can expand our vision. Always knowing that the best is yet to come. So it is. Just let that sink in for a moment. Thank you so much for being with us today. Please like and share this broadcast wherever you see it. And share your comments. I know that many of you have stories of overcoming, stories of what you did to expand your vision. Share it with the world. People need to hear your message. Don't forget to get your copy of the 12 Universal Laws of Success and look at our home study course. It's so important to be able to learn how to assess your present situation, how to look at your reality right now, to develop a means to neutralize the negative things, the negative people in your life, the ability to set new goals and objectives, and then how to develop a plan, how to get it done and work on your own time. So check out our home study course. Go to our website, herbertharris.com, and click on the tab Home Study Course. This is a revolutionary course now that can help you be what you want to be, do what you want to do, and have whatever you want to have. Always knowing that the best is yet to come. So it is. This is Dr. Herbert Harris, author of the 12 Universal Laws of Success, inviting you to join me on a personal success journey. This journey is sponsored by the New You for the New Year Success Bundle. This is a special bundle of over $250 in digital products to help you achieve outrageous success this year. It includes the 12 Universal Laws of Success ebook, and that's the electronic version of the 12 Universal Laws of Success. It includes the 12 Universal Laws of Success audiobook, over 6 hours of recorded information. It's the book on tape. You can listen to it in your car, in your bed, wherever you are. It also includes the complete New You for the New Year Home Study Guide. Now, this is a transformational home study course to help you go from where you are to where you want to be. It comes with a study guide and a workbook and a number of audios, how to study, how to assess your present situation, how to make life changes, how to set new goals and objectives, how to make an action plan and a blueprint for your success. In addition to these things, you get the 12 Universal Laws of Success workbook, so that as you read the book, you can fill in the answers and it will help you retain the information. You also get a live recording of a seminar on the 12 Universal Laws of Success that you can listen to, and it will be just like you're there. There's also a wealth building and trying times audio to help you have more money at the end of the month. The audio on the law of command will help you use your power of speech to create the world exactly the way you want it to be. And the 12 affirmations to live by poster, so that you can reprogram your mind, reprogram your thoughts to be exactly what they need to be to create success. And how much does it cost? Over $250 in bonuses for $77. That's $77 for you, to help you achieve health, wealth, happiness, love, success, prosperity, and money. Always knowing that the best is yet to come. That's right, $77 to help you create the new you in this new year. Go to our website, www.herbertharris.info, to learn more and buy now. www.herbertharris.info. Thank you.